thought owning a paint pony and being left-handed could get a fellow in so much trouble.
Hiram, the boys and I know that Joseph didn't murder Mary Parson. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't do it.
Pa, wait a minute.
What?
What Joe just said about the pony and being left-handed.
No?
What about it?
Well, now, Hardner didn't say he saw the man's face. He just said he saw a paint pony and a left-handed gun.
Yeah, it was enough to hang me.
Yeah, but is it?
What are you driving at, Adam?
But why would Mary Parson tell her father that she was going out with little Joe when we know that she wasn't?
Yeah. Why would she, Paul?
Well, obviously because she didn't want her father to know that she was going out with whoever it was.
And whoever it was must have a left-handed gun and a paint pony, right?
How about that, Hiram?
Fine, but how do we prove it?
Well, first, let's find this whoever it was. Hoss, you check with the harness makers. Adam, check the livery stables.
Right.
Hiram, I don't know why we didn't think of this before.
Ben, if this works, I'll get Jerome Bell working on it right away.
Sweetheart, what a surprise.
I really shouldn't be here, but I wanted to talk to you. And Papa said you'd be here working.
I'm glad you're here. I'm always glad to see you. The shy and proper Betty May.
All these books. Do you have to go through them all?
I'm planning little Joe's defense. Or trying to. If I had it my way in the first place, we'd be in a lot better shape.
Jerome, I'm sure Father knew what he was doing.
I hope he lets me take over this case. I feel I can do as well as any man alive in that courtroom. But I have to win your father over first. Sweetheart, you could help me with that.
This is such an important case, Jerome. Little Joe's life's at stake.
That's what I mean. If I win this case, I'll be the most sought-after lawyer in Virginia City. We can get all the things that we've planned for. Your father will take me on as a full partner and... well, who knows? If the governor was a lawyer, that's the way he started.
Of course, Jerome. I'm sure all those things will come in time. But right now, we must be thinking about little Joe.
Thinking isn't enough. The evidence clearly indicates his guilt. Well, I don't think he's guilty. But it's what I can convince the jury of that counts.
Well, I can't believe he's guilty. Jerome, I don't believe he'd push anyone off a cliff.
Given sufficient provocation, any man can commit a murder. That's not my definition, sweetheart, but you'll find it in any legal text just the same.
It was such a shuddery feeling sitting in that buggy on Indian Leap. I dreamed about that girl, only she didn't have a face. You know, I always was a little envious of her. She was such a pretty girl.
I never paid much attention to her. She was cheap and flashy. But let's not talk about morbid things, darling. Let's talk about us. You will help me with your father.
Jerome, must we always talk about my father?
Why not? We both want the same things. A big house, beautiful clothes, fine horses.
I just want happiness. I just want... No. I have to say this, Jerome. You want success so badly that sometimes I wonder if you want to marry me just because I'm Hiram Wood's daughter.
You silly girl. You know better than that. All I want is you.
Cartwright, I'd like a word with you. I said I'd like a word with you.
what do I owe this unexpected pleasure, huh? I thought you and Jerome were going to the governor's ball this evening.
We are, Father, a little later. Jerome went to the hotel to change. He's been working so hard. I was lonesome, so I thought I'd wait here. Am I interrupting anything?
No, just catching up on some odds and ends. Here, sit down. I'm sorry I've been neglecting you lately, darling, but I just never seem to get caught up. Now this nasty business with the parson girl has to come up.
I know, Dad. It's been a strain on Jerome, too. I wish you both could slow down.
Now you sound just like your mother used to.
I can't imagine Mother ever scolding you about anything.
She was a wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. I just hope that you and Jerome will have the happiness your mother and I had. Of course you will.
I hope so, Dad.
Well, you don't have to sound so desperate about it.
Dad, we don't have to lie to one another. Most girls my age are married 5 years and have a family. I'm not the prettiest girl in town, and I just don't want to make a mistake.
No. What's this? Have you and your young man have words or something?
I suppose I'm being silly. It's just that sometimes it seems as if Jerome loves his work more than he does me.
Oh, so that's it. Well, sweetheart, I doubt very much that you're the first woman ever to say that. Jerome's a very ambitious young man.
That's it. Ambitious. So terribly ambitious. It frightens me. Dad, at the reception, when Jerome met the governor, it was just as if suddenly I ceased to exist.
Baby, now you are being silly.
I suppose I am. I shouldn't be bothering you with my troubles.
Of course you should. Of course you should. That's what I'm here for. Now, you run along and have a good time. World looks a lot prettier under a full moon, you know.
Thanks for talking to me, Dad.
Betty May, what are you doing here? Is anything wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong. I just wanted to see you.
You shouldn't have come here.
Why? I'm in love with you. I was lonesome.
Someone might have seen you. You know how the gossips are in this town.
Let them talk. I'm not ashamed of my love. Are you?
Of course not. I just didn't want you to see how I live. I'll be with you in a moment.
But I want to see where you live. I want to know everything about you. I want to know every thought you have.
Come on, sweetheart, let's go.
Who's the girl in the picture?
Well, just some girl, nothing important.
That's a picture of Mary Parson, isn't it?
I picked it up today in connection with the trial.
You knew her, didn't you?
Betty May, you're being unreasonable. Being a lawyer, I meet many people.
If you had told me, I wouldn't have cared. I knew there were other women. Jerome, why did you lie to me?
There wasn't anything to tell you. There wasn't anything between us.
Then why did you lie?
Well, I didn't want your father to know. I was afraid he might object. Darling, please, let's forget it.
She was very lovely, wasn't she? She was prettier than I am. Younger and prettier.
That isn't so. You're the prettiest girl I've ever seen. Darling, I love you. Don't you know that?
No, I don't know it. I wish I did, but it isn't so. I guess I knew that right from the start.
How can you say that? After all the plans we've made.
A big house, fine clothes, the best carriage in town, the governor's mansion. Those were your plans, Jerome, not mine.
Well, what's wrong with that? Why do you object to those things?
Mary Parson couldn't get them for you, could she?